Good morning, fourth grade. Before we go over 10.3, I want to go over the word problems from 10.2, like I said I would. Which triangles do not have obtuse angle? Well, if you look at the diagram, acute triangles do not have obtuse angles, and right triangles do not have obtuse angles. So all acute and all right triangles do not have obtuse angles. So triangle DFE, triangle SPN, triangle ABC, and triangle GHP do not. Now the next one's kind of tricky. It says how many triangles have at least two acute angles? All 7 of them do. Obviously, the acute triangles are going to have at least 2 acute angles. And the right triangles, the other 2 angles of a right triangle are going to be acute. And with obtuse triangles, the other 2 angles in the triangles are obtuse. So 7. Every triangle has at least 2 acute angles. Number 11 says use square MNPQ and shown at the right and draw a line segment from point M to point P. Name and classify the triangles formed by the line segment. After you draw it, you can see here that there are 2 triangles formed, 2 right triangles formed, MN, MNP, and PQM. Number 12 says, describe how figures A and B shown at the right are alike and how they are different. Identify the figures in as many ways as possible. Figure A is a right triangle, and figure B is an acute triangle. Figure A has 2 equal sides right here, and 2 acute angles, and 1 right angle. Figure B has 3 equal sides and 3 acute angles. Number 13 says, how many acute angles are in an obtuse triangle? Well, we just talked about that. There are 2 acute angles in an obtuse triangle. Today we are going to discuss in Lesson 10.3 parallel and perpendicular lines. Our essential question is, how can you identify and draw parallel and perpendicular lines? You can find models of lines in the world around you. For example, 2 streets that cross each other model intersecting lines. Metal rails on a train track that never cross model parallel lines. Terms and definition. Intersecting lines are lines in a plane that cross at exactly one point. And it shows how to draw them. Intersecting lines form 4 angles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Line HI intersects with line JK at point X. Line HI intersects with line JK at point X. HI and JK intersect at point X. With parallel lines are lines in a plane that are always the same distance apart. Parallel lines never intersect. DE and FG are parallel lines. So we would say DE is parallel to line FG. The symbol 2 lines means it is parallel to. So when there are 2 lines in between DE, 2 lines in between FG, it means they're parallel to. Perpendicular lines are lines in a plane that intersect from 4 right angles. Line LM is perpendicular to line NO, and they form 4 right angles. The symbol with 1 line and then a bottom to it that looks like an upside down T means is perpendicular to. So LM is perpendicular to NO in this case. Try this. Tell how the streets appear to be related with perpendicular, parallel, or intersecting lines. West 36th Street and Broadway. West 36th Street and Broadway are intersecting lines, streets. 35th and 7th. 35th and 7th are intersecting perpendicular, meaning they form 4 right angles. 37th and 36th are parallel streets, meaning they never touch and they're the same distance apart. Let's look at this activity. Draw and label XY perpendicular to YZ intersecting at point Y. So we drew YX and YZ, and they're intersecting at point Y. How can you check if two rays are perpendicular? I can use a square corner to check if the rays are perpendicular, meaning there should be a right angle right there. Name the figure you drew. We drew angle ZYX. Can you classify the figure? Angle ZYX is a right angle since YX and YZ are perpendicular, and perpendicular rays form right angles. Under Share and Show, it says draw and label line segment QR parallel to line segment ST. Think, parallel lines never intersect. Parallel line segments are parts of parallel lines, so they never intersect and they're the same distance apart. Name the two sides that appear to be parallel on our shape. Lines CD and BF appear to be parallel. Name two sides that appear to be perpendicular. CD and BC. These appear to be perpendicular. They cross each other to make a right angle. Now, under On Your Own, let's work on this together. It says, name a pair of lines that appear to be perpendicular. FJ and HG are perpendicular because they form a right angle right there. Name a pair of lines that appear to be parallel. DC and FJ are parallel, same distance apart. Draw and label the figure described. Line segment RS is parallel to line segment TU. TU and RS. Line segment KL and KM. Now, please realize that K is a shared point of each of these two line segments, therefore it will be the vertices. MKL. K is the shared vertices of the two line segments. CD is perpendicular to DE. CD is perpendicular to DE, and they form a right angle. Number 9 says line segment JK is perpendicular to LM. Line segment JK perpendicular to LM. They form 4 right angles. Line segment ST intersecting UV at point X. Line segment ST intersecting UV at point X. Number 11 says ray AB is parallel to ray FG. AB parallel to FG. What's the error? Dan says that HL is parallel to JM. Is Dan correct? Well, HL is here and IM is here. No. If you extend the lines, they will eventually intersect. Name two intersecting line segments that are not perpendicular. JL, they have HL, and LM. They are not perpendicular. They do not create a right angle. I will let you do the problem solving on your own, and we'll go over it on Monday. After you finish the problem solving, please get in your PB book and do lesson 10.3 out of your PB book. Thank you.